Picture this. You've got the perfect script, a brilliant director, and a story that absolutely needs to be told. The crew is ready, the cameras are set to roll, and then, just like that, everything stops. The lights go out, the project is dead in the water. Today we're digging into what happens when a film hits a wall, and what it tells us about the invisible systems that are supposed to keep everyone safe.
We're talking about a film called Hotel Street. I mean, this thing had everything going for it. A vital, untold story, a visionary Native Hawaiian director, everything was lined up. So why did the Actors Union suddenly tell every single one of its members to walk away? Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
Okay, so what actually happened? What was the one action that brought this entire production to a screeching halt?
At the heart of this whole thing is something called a do not work notice. And it sounds pretty official, but think of it this way. It's the union putting up a giant danger, keep out sign. It's an alert sent to all of its members saying, hey, this production hasn't signed our basic agreement for safety and fair pay, so you cannot work on it. It's a simple but incredibly powerful red flag.
And that's exactly what happened here. On February 4th, 2026, the big actors union, SAG-AFTRA, put out that notice for Hotel Street. The reasons they gave were fundamental: concerns about on-set safety and proper pay. For any actor in the union, the message was crystal clear: stay away. But see, this wasn't just any film.
To really get why this was such a big deal, you have to understand what this film was trying to be. This was important art.
Hotel Street was set to be this really groundbreaking psychological horror movie. The director, Christopher Kunahana, is known for telling authentic Hawaiian stories, and this one was ambitious. It was going to explore the lingering trauma of World War II through a dancer possessed by ancestral spirits. And to do this, they were going to use Buto, which is this incredibly intense form of Japanese dance. It's all about expressing deep historical pain through the body. So you know the lead actor was going to be pushed to their absolute physical and emotional limits.
And right there, that quote, that gets to the absolute heart of the problem. The casting notice itself says the role is physically demanding. When you're asking an actor to do something that intense with their body, day in and day out, safety isn't just some nice to have. Things like proper rehearsal space, physical therapists, and adequate rest, they become non-negotiable.
And get this, the setting itself is just layered with meaning. Hotel Street in Honolulu has this incredible, complicated history. During World War II, it was a vice district for soldiers. Later, it became a vibrant center for queer and trans performers, and today, it's right in the crosshairs of gentrification. The film wanted to explore all of that: exploitation, memory, resilience. It makes the story even more powerful.
So, you've got this incredible, important film. Why on earth would the union want to stop it? Well, it all comes down to a really simple, powerful promise that every member makes.
It's called Global Rule 1. You can think of it as the core handshake deal of being in the union. It says, as a member, I promise to only work for producers who've signed our union contract. That's it. It's a promise of solidarity to make sure no one is forced to work on a project that undercuts the basic standards for safety and pay that they've all fought for. It's how they maintain a professional baseline for everyone.
And as you can see from this table, the union does this kind of thing all the time. It's part of their job. But look closer at the reason for Hotel Street. A lot of these are for administrative things or payment issues. This one specifically called out safety and pay concerns. That wording tells you that, in the union's eyes, something was seriously wrong here.
Now, this whole situation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It actually taps into a much larger conversation about money, art, and work that's happening in Hawaii right now.
So, to get Hollywood productions to come to the islands, the state of Hawaii offers these huge tax credits. We're talking up to 30% of a film's entire budget. I mean, that is a ton of money designed to bring business into the state.
And that, of course, leads to the million-dollar question. Or in this case, the multi-million-dollar question. When the public is subsidizing these projects, who's actually benefiting? Is it creating good, safe jobs for local artists and crew? Or is it just padding a production company's bottom line?
Okay, check this out, because this is wild. In Hawaii, a skilled solution architect might bill at $170 an hour. A project manager, maybe $150, makes sense. But the lead actor in Hotel Street, for a role that, as we've said, is unbelievably demanding, well, based on the advertised pay, their rate could have broken down to less than $30 an hour. That's a huge disconnect, and it really makes you think about how we value different kinds of skilled, creative labor.
And this is where it all comes full circle.
People in Hawaii, including lawmakers, are starting to ask, hey, if we're giving away public money as tax breaks, shouldn't we make sure those productions are creating good, safe, local jobs? There's been this big push to change the law, to tie these incentives to things like contacting the local unions and hiring local workers. The idea is to make sure public money actually supports the public.
So let's pull all these threads together. What does a union agreement, the very thing Hotel Street was missing, actually do for someone on set?
I mean, look at the difference here. Without an agreement, it's kind of the Wild West. Every single worker is on their own. You have to negotiate your own pay, your own safety, from scratch. The risk is all on you. But with an agreement, suddenly there's a floor. There's a rule book. Safety isn't something you hope for, it's the mandatory starting line. It's a collective safety net.
And that's really the whole point of this. This isn't just some inside baseball Hollywood story. It's about a basic idea that any skilled job, whether you're a dancer, a software developer, or an electrician, deserves to be treated with respect. It deserves fair pay and a fundamental guarantee that you'll be safe while you're doing it. That's a universal principle.
Which leaves us with this final, really tough question. The vision for Hotel Street was important, and it's a loss that it might not get made. But a vision can't exist without the people who pour their bodies and souls into making it real. So how do we champion bold, challenging art, while also building an industry where the artists themselves are protected, valued, and safe?